Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm making a video. I'm taking over because there's something that I've been wanting to make for a couple of weeks now. I heard Yannick and his mom talking to each other and I paid a lot of attention because I realized there's so many words and so many different ways of communicating that I didn't learn in school, that nobody teaches you in school, and they're pretty funny. They make me a little bit confused, but they're very interesting, and that's why I took out my phone, I made a list, and I'm ready to share them with you so you can get a feeling of how it is to speak with a native German speaker. I hope you like it, and Germans, I hope you share in the comments if I'm right, if it's just Yannick speaking like this. So let's start. Kommst du klar? This is something they are constantly asking me in Germany. I think it always looks like I'm struggling with something. But kommst du klar, in English you would translate it to like, are you coming clear? Which doesn't make much sense. But in German it means like, are you okay? Like, is it working out? Do you need any help? Right? If you see somebody struggling, you can say, kommst du klar? Tja. Tja is such a beautiful word that doesn't mean anything, but I love it so much. I say it all the time and Yannick says it too. And it means, I don't know where they got the tja from, but it's amazing. I love it. For example, if somebody asks you, how are you doing? Or wie geht es dir? You could answer, tja, ganz okay. Which, by the way, don't even get me started with ganz okay. Ganz okay is a whole nother thing. Ganz means completely, okay means okay. So as a foreigner, you would think that means I'm fine, I'm doing amazing, you know? I'm ganz okay, I'm completely okay. But in German, ganz okay means it's not so great. It's alright, it's like, kann man machen, muss man aber nicht. Tja, ganz okay. Oh, okay, quasi. Quasi is something that came into my life this last year because Elena, Yannick's sister, is constantly using it. Quasi is difficult to explain. It means so to speak, okay? Or it means like almost. If you want to say, I almost didn't work today, you can say, ich habe quasi nicht gearbeitet. If I think of more examples, I'm going to write them here. But I think that's probably good enough. The next one is amazing. I don't know why Germans do this, but I love that they do it, and I'm doing it myself too because it makes me feel like a true native speaker, you know? It makes me feel like I'm living my German dreams, my German life. And it's that they add ja in the middle of a lot of sentences, and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have any reason for existing, but it's amazing. For example, if you want to say, that's weird, you would normally say, das ist komisch. But Germans, at least a lot of Germans, many times they say, das ist ja komisch. Or if you want to say, you're cool, du bist ja toll, du bist ja alt. You know, they add the ja all the time. I love it. I don't know why, but I'm doing it and I am enjoying it like never before. So now you know, if you want to sound like a native speaker, just add ja in the middle of the sentence. Why not? Okay, the next one made me very confused and it was so funny because Tilo, Elena's husband, has said it already like 3 times in front of me and I was so confused. I was like, why is this guy speaking about cheese in the middle of a conversation that has nothing to do with cheese? So I asked Yannick, why is Tilo talking about cheese? And he was laughing so hard. He said, das ist Käse, or das ist ja Käse, you know, with the ja, because ja is always good. If I say, German is super easy, you can answer, das ist ja Käse. It's like, that's bullshit, that's not true, okay? The next one is kind of cute. I like it and I use it a lot. In Germany, there's a lot of different ways to greet your friends when you see them. When I was in Hamburg, I learned moin moin or moin. And then I moved to Bavaria and they always said servus. And I was confused, but I loved it and I included it in my vocabulary. But now, none of them compare to how much I use the next one. And it's na, na, with that intonation like a question. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why na exists, but it's like hey. I don't know, like hey as a question. It's weird. They say na du, na wie geht's, na I always say it. I love it. It's amazing, and I've never learned it in school, so. And something very similar that I also didn't realize I use a lot, but Yannick told me not long ago, is ne. Ne. In Germany, this is an amazing word. Ne is gonna change your life. Ne means like right, so that makes it a question. For example, you can say, that's crazy, right? Das ist verrückt, ne? Das ist verrückt, ne? Oh, es ist so teuer, ne? Oh, es ist so heiß, ne? It's like so cool. I like it a lot and I use it constantly. Okay, the next one, I'm not even gonna try to understand it. I gave up on this word a long time ago, but I read a comment of a girl using it. And I just want you to listen to this monstrosity, which is eigentlich, okay? Eigentlich ist ein Wort, das man in Deutschland eigentlich noch in vielen anderen Momenten benutzt. Eigentlich sagt man eigentlich sogar sehr häufig, auch mal ohne dass es einem eigentlich auffällt. Das ist aber eigentlich nicht so wichtig. What? It's so confusing. I don't get it. Yannick tried to explain it and he had no clue how to say it. So I'm gonna let him try again. Hopefully you understand when and what eigentlich is. Take it, Yannick.
Thank you, Joss, and welcome to Nicht Versagen, Yannick Fragen. I will explain you the word eigentlich because actually the word eigentlich is pretty simple. Or to say it in German, eigentlich ist das Wort eigentlich ziemlich einfach. And there you have it. Eigentlich means actually. Alright, that wraps it up. That was Nicht Versagen, Yannick Fragen. And now, back to Joss.
I hope that was at least helpful, but I doubt it. There's two words that most of us know. Was and etwas, okay? Was means what, like was ist das, what is that? And etwas means something. Something, that's the translation, literally. So the problem comes when, for some Germans, etwas is too long and they change it to was. So we have was and was. For example, I can ask you, was ist das? What is that? And you can say, oh, das ist was Tolles. That's something cool. And it just gets a little confusing sometimes when you're just starting and you're hearing all of these words and you hear was so often, and then you don't even know what that means anymore. But with time, you'll get used to it, I promise. Oh, the next one caused a big discussion between me and Yannick and his mom because we were trying to understand this doesn't make sense in my brain. Doch is yes, but you can only use it as a response to somebody that's saying no. So if somebody is saying nein and you want to answer yes, then you say nein, doch, nein, doch. Now that we know that doch is yes, Germans add another word sometimes, which is doch nicht. Doch nicht means literally yes, no. And they use it a lot. And I was so confused, like, what does that mean, doch nicht? I'm gonna try to explain it, bear with me. Doch nicht is something you use when you had initially said yes to something, and then you changed your mind for any reason and you said, actually, no. So doch nicht means actually, no. For example, if you're gonna buy some pants and the sales clerk asks, are you gonna buy them? You say, yeah. A few minutes later, you notice you don't have any money left and they say, are you gonna buy it? You can say, doch nicht. Actually, no, I changed my mind. Hope you understood it. It's a bit confusing, but it's cool still. Oh, the next one is so cute. Germans, in Mexico, I can explain from my experience, when we hurt ourselves, we say, ouch. But in Germany, they say, agua. Agua. That sounds like water in Spanish. And young kids, when they have pain, they say, ich habe agua, like, I have pain. So I say it all the time. I find it very cute. Yannick says it too, even though he doesn't want to admit that he says it, and it's sweet. The next one is something that I found so nice about Germans at the beginning. Like, it made me laugh, but now I just like it a lot. Instead of saying wow when something surprises them, they say oha, oha. That's super cute. I don't know, I love it. I say it too, and I feel like such a fake German when I say it because it just doesn't sound natural to me when I'm surprised. Oha. And that's it. I hope you like this video. I hope now you feel like a native German speaker when you add these things into your vocabulary. And if you want to see how good my German is and you want to see Yannick speaking German to me for 24 hours, you can check it somewhere here. And that's pretty much it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next week. Adios, muchachos. Cheers.